Anyways, FOXCULT have released their debut album, Watercolors, The Emerald Grove.
I'm making a claim right now. Eclipse feature of the year coming in.
There
It's
are
a
multiple
contender.
good features on here.
Yeah, this is like one of my favorite songs of the month.
So this is their first album with the newest vocalist. What is it, Tiade or Tiade? Somebody correct me if I'm mispronouncing that.
I want to say it's Tiade, but I could be wrong. Okay,
I just want to make sure. And first and foremost, incredible ad. I feel like, and for context, the two albums or two EPs that FOXCULT released prior to this, and especially the Indigo Fault, my favorite EP of all time. Love it. I think that with the previous vocalist, Audrey, the band was missing a level of vocal dynamics to allow them to diversify their sound. And I think that Tiade coming in has given them that range. It is a band that sounds revitalized, that they can branch out to do different sounds, that it's not just, oh, well, we can experiment with this, this, and this. It's, we're going to do this, and it sounds really good and polished and refined. I mean, this was replacing a vocalist, and we'll get to this in the next album too, but replacing a vocalist is never something easy for a band to undergo, because, I mean, that's the voice of your band, right? But I feel like the core identity of FOXCULT has been so well established that bringing in a new vocalist just gives them the ability to branch out and do different things and do them well. I mean, this, we can get into specifics, but I thought this was a great album.
Yeah, this was the Dark Horse top 10 contender that I didn't expect.
They really stuck the landing with this one.
Like, I enjoyed the singles, other than Square Zero, which is the closer. I didn't love that as a single. In context of the album, I think Square Zero is great.
I didn't listen to any more singles after City of Rust dropped.
Yeah.
And I think City of Rust, The Emerald Grove, and Watercolor Memory, which is my favorite song on here, are also just as good in context of the album as they were as singles. And now in context of the album, they are also surrounded by other phenomenal songs like The Great Explorer as the opener, Eclipse as Justin had mentioned. And then I really like Rubicon.
Rubicon's good. Evergreen is also very good. Watercolor Memory. Oh, there's so much.
The melody in Watercolor Memory might be one of the catchiest things I've heard all year. It's gotta be all for me. Maybe this is all I need. Saw it right before my eyes, begging to let inside, just a taste, and it's all I crave. Calling me now, and I can't behave. Spiraling inside of me, telling me I'm finally free. Can't deny the fever. Warning signs burn away. Maybe I'm a believer. The thrill that leads me away. The thrill that leads me astray. I completely butchered that. My bad. It's just the delivery on that line is incredible. Or those lines, rather.
Absolutely. And I remember when we did our after hours that it was like, okay, well, we've got, the Indigo Fault before, it's kind of the purple for the EPs. And now we're going into green, and green symbolizing, like, I don't know if this was stated, but I feel like in general, it's like life or rebirth or renewal, that sort of thing. And you have lines like on The Great Explorer, I've been searching for the reason, now I've got you like a shooting star. Or The Index, where endless road with a sign pointing to the unknown, I'll follow it down for a new tomorrow. That we're moving the lore and story along, and I'm not as up to date with all of the lore like I should be. But just the idea of being lost and then finding that purpose and trusting it and seeing where it'll lead you is present throughout this entire album. And really feels like it's driving the narrative for FOXCULT forward in a way that not only makes me intrigued to delve into the album, but also excited for future listens, which is not something very many bands can do across one album, let alone their entire discography.
Oh, yeah.
FOXCULT have reason to be proud of that.
I also want to highlight Evergreen as track 2, which is this like interlude between The Great Explorer and Eclipse. very rare that you see an interlude as a track 2 on an album, but I feel like it helps the pacing and set up how grand Eclipse is as a song so well. That's, I think, one of this album's biggest strengths is just the pacing. This really feels like a very cohesive listen, even though there's a wide variety of sounds on here, where you get a song like City of Rust, which is heavy and in your face. And then you get something like Watercolor Memory, which is very soft and soothing and calming to listen to. Rubicon is pretty industrial and riff focused. And then Signal Lost is this very, I don't want to say ambient, but it's a very calming, sort of relying on like, I don't know if it's strings necessarily, but it has that like orchestral calming feel to it that I think works really great given where it is on the album.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a really well structured and paced album in a year where I haven't felt that very much.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed
agreed.
a lot of albums this year, but mostly just off of the quality of songs. Whereas this felt like a proper experience.
And that's where FOXCULT always excels. I mean, again, the reason that the Indigo Fall is my favorite EP of all time is because it feels like go on a journey. And the fact that they succeeded with that in the subsequent EP and now on the album, like they're the core like writing talent of this band. And as far as I know, Audrey was also involved in the writing process. So losing somebody like that and still being able to pull off the same effect, not only on an EP, but on a full-length album, and the pacing of everything is incredible. And I also, you know, I've mentioned Audrey more than any other band member, and they're not even there anymore. I think instrumentally, the highlight of this album is the drums. There are so many cool little like random hi-hats in places that like help elevate the song. I shouldn't say random, but like it's, I just like did this insane drum lick. Let me throw in a hi-hat because it helps like break up some of the sound and like take it that like kind of sonic journey type of thing, the ups and downs. The guitarist, Ashley, strong range of leads and low tuned guitars. Again, Tiede as a vocalist. The bass work on this album was incredible. Instrumentally, I think this is one of the most solid albums that we've had all year. I do have one complaint.
Before you get to the complaint, I
Yes.
still want to. I never got a chance to elaborate on why I think Eclipse is good.
Yes, go for it.
Fucking Dylan's vocals just fit so well in this. The emotion that he's able to convey fits so well in this song. His lyrics, heartbreak and memories, they're all gone, so you can see the light that guides, the light that brings, the light that guides, the light that brings. I want to be your memories. I want to be your everything. It's just his cadence. It flows so well. Like even if like Dylan wasn't one of my favorite vocalists, like this song would still be phenomenal.
I
really
don't want
nailed
to
it.
forget about just a little bit of humming that he does before he actually starts to sing.
Yeah.
Again, like when I'm talking about the pacing, it's just a little thing like that like you don't have to do that, but you did, and it's awesome.
And for a feature that I feel like we haven't particularly mentioned as much, I do want to give a shout out to the Cartographer feature on Midori Sunset.
Yeah, was about to go to that too. That's also
For-
very good.
That song is my favorite on the album, and I think Nick, who is the guitarist and producer for Cartographer, I believe. Well, I shouldn't say this; I have no idea. But there's a little guitar solo on the song, and I don't know if that's Ashley or Nick. I think it might be him since he's directly credited. But either way, fantastic instrumentally, vocally. I mean, just an incredible song. In praising him, he is also responsible for my one complaint of this album. He also co-produced or mixed this album. And the reason that I can't get into Cartographer as much is the way that the drums are mixed comparative to the vocals and the lower guitar tones. For some reason, whenever and this wasn't present on the previous EPs, so I'm blaming him, maybe unjustifiably. But it happens in Cartographer too, and it's whenever the guitar tones get low, it sounds like they're muddy. And instead of supporting the vocals, they kind of fall in line with them, and it makes for a much less pleasant listening experience for me. And that wasn't really present at all on the previous album. And I think that the effect that it ends up doing is taking away and detracting from the whole like stargaze sound that they're trying to develop as a part of their core identity. Like we get it on songs like Eclipse and Midori, Signal Loss, Emerald Grove, but those don't have as low of guitar tones. And the more things get low, like especially on City of Rust, the more muddy the mix becomes, and it's a little off-putting. But when that is my only complaint on the album, like I'll put my hands up and be the first to say it's minor, but it's like
we've got an answer from Ash in the chat right now.
Yes, that
it's due to issues from the stems that they gave to Nick. Apparently.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Wow.
Well, that makes me feel, I feel justified in the sense that I'm not crazy, but then I also feel bad. So sorry, Nick. But no, I mean, all that to say that this is an incredible album to the point that my only complaints are minor about the mixing when the guitars get below a certain point. Like I wouldn't say that it's to the same level for me as the EPs were because I connected with them so heavily. But to be able to consistently pull off something of this caliber for 3 straight releases at this point, incredible. This band is unbelievably talented. And they are at, 62,000 monthly listeners now? I believe at the time that we did our after hours, it was 15,000? So they're seeing a lot of success, but more.
I think the song featuring Dylan, Eclipse, I think that one's been pulling a lot of numbers for them in particular. I
think they're also opening for Voila.
Oh, okay.
Like this Friday or something, I think. I don't remember.
Lyrically, instrumentally, vocally, I mean, there are few bands, I feel like, in the scene that are of this caliber across the board, in my opinion. I
can't really name one. Like, the other one would be, like, a lot of people compare him to Starset. So, like, Starset's also been doing this for a while, and they're like...
Starset.
As far as I'm concerned, Starset should be taking notes from this.
That's where I'm saying. I'm like, the sound is so fresh, and Starset's kind of, like, stuck in that kind of rock metalcore kind of style.
That is really the biggest thing, and with what I'm talking about like I really wanted to lean into that Stargaze sound is no other band sounds like them. Like when they are in their bag, they are in their bag. Like it is, it's a phenomenal album. I appreciate too in my complaint about Toxic by Starset that it was too on the nose. That I feel like the theme and the story here is something that is always implied rather than directly told. And that allows for more imagination in terms of how you're visualizing the story and the narrative. And it makes for there's like the 4D or 5D music theaters, movie theaters, so they like spray you with water or like put fake flames around. Like that's kind of how I feel, especially on the EPs, but on this album as well. I was struggling to see how they could top the EPs, given how much I love them. But I feel like instead of any step down, this is like a lateral move in the right direction. And with time, a new vocalist, new writing, they better get big. I'm going to be so mad. I'm genuinely going to be so upset.
Yeah, I have
come on. We got Memphis Mayfire over here.
I have the pleasure of hearing them live a couple years back when Nightlife.
I wish I'd gone to that, man.
It was so good. Like, live, they are very, very good. And they sound incredible, and it's only gonna get better.
My closing thought on this album is that I did not love the EPs. FOXCULT have made a claim to be one of the most improved bands of 2025 for me off of this album.
Yeah, a lot
Let's see.
more accessibility here than was previously there, I think. But also the basis of their sound that's translated over to here has also been refined and presented in a bit of a different way. A little less 2011's post-hardcore in terms of the post-hardcore influences, along with the Stargaze sound, and more modern. And I think that this album and the monthly listener increase reflects that. This is great.